Hi, it's Darnell with Wave Recipes. Today, I'm going to be air frying chicken tenderloins in the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 XL. And so we're going to cook up a whole lot of chicken tenderloins. Okay, so for these fried chicken tenderloins in the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 XL, I've got about 15 chicken tenderloins here. And I'm going to be using a egg wash without buttermilk and a breading. And so for my egg wash, I've got 4 large eggs and I have a 1/4 cup of water. For the breading, I'm going to be using 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of yellow cornmeal, a 1/4 cup of Old Bay seasoning, and 1 ounce of freshly cracked black pepper. So to start, I got to get this out of the way, and I've got to get my wet and my dry ingredients all mixed together. So I made sure that I did a pretty large batch of egg wash and breading for this one because since I'm going to be cooking up a lot of chicken tenders, I want to make sure that I've got a sufficient amount of egg wash and breading. You can, if you're doing like maybe 8 or 10 chicken tenderloins, you could probably do like, maybe half as much of this egg wash and breading mixture that I'm using. So just getting these eggs really nicely swirled, just like that. And now I'm going to take and get my cornmeal into my flour, and I'll start mixing this up. And after I get this mixed up, I'll get the Old Bay and the freshly ground black pepper mixed in. Alright, just wanted to make sure that I got that breading really well mixed together. And so I'm going to basically, have kind of like my wet stuff there, my dry stuff there, my chicken tenderloins right here. I'm going to just prepare an area for crisper trays. Now, since I'm doing so much, I got 2 crisper trays because I got 1 extra from Emeril's website where he markets these Power Air Fryer 360 XL, and so I've got 2 of them, and I'll be able to put my chicken tenderloins with their breading across 2 crisper trays. So at this point, what I do, just try and get that nice and steady, I'm going to start taking the tenderloins and putting them through the egg wash, and then after the egg wash, I'll put them in the breading. Trying to keep this hand as my wet hand, trying to keep this hand as my dry hand. Don't want to get a hand clumped up by mixing the wet and the dry. So I always pick some up as I get a tenderloin in the breading. Just make sure I cover it. That way I'm sure I'm not going to get my dry hand wet because I dropped a bunch of breading right on top of it as it went in. And as I'm doing that, I get my next one in the egg wash to start getting it wet. And you can, if you want, you can marinate your chicken in the egg wash if you want for a while. You can brine your chicken if you want for a while. If you want to give it some extra tenderness. And so just moving along through these. Alright, so I've got them all breaded up, got them all egg washed, and so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get them all sprayed down well with some cooking spray. And before I get them sprayed down with cooking spray, I'm going to start the cooker. So I'm going to turn it to air fry, and so it's on air fry. If I can get it to, there we go, air fry. And what I want 400 degrees temperature, but I'm going to up the time to 30 minutes, and I may need more, I don't know. But we're going to do 400 degrees, even though it can go to 450, we're just going to do 400. And the 30-minute cooking time, and go ahead and hit start, and let things start preheating. And while that's preheating, I'll get these sprayed up on all sides with cooking spray. All right, Once things are done preheating, we'll get things into the cooker. All right, preheat's finished. Hitting pause, turning time back to a full 30 minutes. Putting on this rack that's for baking, which is like kind of the second up from the very lowest. Putting that baking pan under there with the pizza tray. And now I'm putting on this next rack up. Well, I got to get my baking pan kind of out so I can get it in. So getting my fry basket in. Gotta do it just right to get the. Gotta kind of put them both in at the same time. I'm trying to avoid burning myself. Let's try and get this right. All right. There we go. Still not in there. It's just right. All right, now make sure that you got your baking pan right up under the crisper tray, and then get them both in there together. That's right. Not very artfully done, but done. And get the other one up higher. So the other one's kind of up on the broiling level, actually, or where you would do broiling normally. So got them both in, hit start, and going to let that cook for about 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes have passed, hitting the pause button, and going to basically get these out, get the ones on the upper rack out. Just kind of move those a bit as I got them out. All right, get these the lower rack out now. And this one's a little tight because of the baking pan being underneath it. But get that one moved up, graduated up to the top. Take this one that was down bottom and move it down. I'm not going to do any flipping or any of that whatnot. I'm going to just keep it moving here. And so get those all in there and hit start again. And I'll bring you back in about 15 minutes. All right, we're coming down into the final 30 seconds of this cook. Basically 15, then swapped and then another 15, and we'll see how things are doing. I'm thinking because these are tenderloins and they're so thin and small that they'll probably be finished in just 30 minutes cooking time. If they need longer, we can give them longer, but I do believe they're gonna be done, or at least I'm hoping that Lord willing they are done, but we'll see. And so far, there's been nothing as far as smoke issues or anything of that sort. Everything's gone along pretty smoothly. So getting right in to test temperature, we're at over 200 on that one. We're about 200 on, nearly 200 on that one, 199. So they're looking pretty good. So now I'm going to get the top rack out of here. And you can have a look at those. I'm going to get the lower rack out as well. That one's coming out pretty easy now. Have a look at those. Well, air fried chicken tenders. I'm closing things up. All right, so I've got myself a plate and gonna see how easy or hard it is. Look how easy that came off of that crisper tray. Came off real easy. Cooked on both sides well. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to get the camera moved and taste test it. All right, freshly air fried chicken tenderloin. And so basically I just wanted to mention, because I know for some folks it's like if you go over 165 they think it's just too far, but when it comes to air frying, I don't cook the temperature. I cook to get the texture that I want in my fry. So I know I'm going to be well over 165, but I want to get the texture that I like on my crust. And so we're going to taste test this now. All right, turned out good. Was pretty hot still. Maybe should have waited a little while for it to cool just a little bit, but turned out well. My crust, you know, nice. Crust is crunchy. Both sides, crunchy. So, you know, it wasn't just like crunchy on one side and then felt soft and soggy on the other. No, both sides are crunchy. So basically that air fry, the fan and the air, it's all circulating real good in there because that's a nice big cooker, that XL, nice and big, lots of room for the air to flow and fly around. Everything got, you know, you saw air fried real good, came right up off the crisper tray, nothing stuck. So everything was really well crispy, very well air fried. I like this better than the original because it's bigger and I'm seeing that my air fry is like really doing a lot better as far as overall. I like how it did overall air frying. I like the XL better than the regular size one when it comes to air frying. And the air fry on the XL goes up to 450. On the regular size, it only goes up to 400 for air fry. Although you can use bake, but all the same, air fry is a nice way to be able to go if you want to go 400 or 450. So I really like it. I'm really impressed with the results. And so you'll be able to find this recipe and others for this cooker and others at superwaveovenrecipes.com. You can always come to this YouTube channel by going to waveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at waveovenrecipes. Also in the video description are referral links and other things that you can do to help this channel. And also, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, hit that notification bell, and good eating.